This is QiQ, the question in question. Brought to you by TherapyBites Art Lab. Here to take a bite out of modern-day pseudo-psychological psycho-malarkey. Now entering the Art Lab studio, today's T-Ballers, a collection of fellow strugglers, confronting personal challenges, navigating precarious relationships, and tackling trauma. Humans like each of us, juggling difficult human emotions, each here with unique life experiences, lived stories, and questions we'll bite into that just might help you too. And now, entering the Art Lab studio for the 9,880th time is the host of TherapyBites QiQ, Doc Heath.
Let me try that one more time. Hey, gang, welcome to, I need to have a big flashing light that tells me that this thing is on. But hey, gang, welcome to QiQ, and thank you so much for being here. I look forward to this every Tuesday and Thursday, and I'm so glad you guys are here to join me. We try to provide some nutritionally healthy, psychological education and try to take on some of the social media nonsense that's out there. If you know friends and family that could just use a mental boost, recommend QiQ to them. And once again, thank you guys for being here. It is always my pleasure. And let's go to the board. We are going to review some of our categories. And yeah, looky here. We have Couch Crumbs questions or quotes. I always get that wrong. Couch Crumbs quotes, Creature Feature, Social Media Smackdown, Fresh from the Therapy Couch, real life stuff, putting some shoe leather on psychology. Couch Crumbs, that's our newsletter. That's coming out Friday. If you want to subscribe, you can drop your email address in the chat and I'll make sure you get on the list. The final category is Psych Secrets, and let's go to the board. The first item is going to come from Couch Crumbs quotes, and I will put it up there on the board, and we will go to our timer. And for 400 Psy coins, and you can trade in Psy coins for merchandise. Siddhartha Gautama, otherwise he was known as Buddha, whose teachings often speak about the power of mindset and the power of our thoughts, said this about the effect that thoughts have on our lives. And for you guys who have been following Therapy Bites for quite a while, it should be no surprise to you what the question is. And you can pop that up there in the chat and maybe win 400 Psy coins. We have t-shirts and mugs and stickers and hoodies and t-shirts and socks and all kinds of wonderful things. Hey, we had the Sock King of the Universe on the podcast here a few months ago. John's Crazy Socks is the company. Catch that episode. We don't have anybody that contributed the proper question there, and it is such a cool one that I'm going to put it up there in the chat so you guys can see it. Give me just a moment here. And it is... Isn't that cool? The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Or as I often say, we first engineer our thoughts, and then our thoughts engineer our lives. And let's go back to the board. All right, this is going to come from Critter Corner for 200 Psy coins. Oh, and that is the T-ball triple of the day. And I'm going to put that on the screen so you guys can see what the answer is. And gosh, this should be just, this is almost too easy. This is just almost a giveaway. But you can ponder on it, and we'll be right back. It's right there in the chat. Take a look, and I'll put it up on the screen when we get back right after Yes.
You are a fellow human struggling with difficult emotions, a fracturing relationship, parenting problem, mental health difficulty, have a psychotherapy from hell story to tell, or a challenging life experience question, and would like to share your story by stepping up to bat as a T-baller, either register by texting QIQ to 1-870-686-4196 and join our Therapy Bites community, or send a postcard with your name, address, phone number, email address, and age to the address on the screen. Therapy Bites QiQ, P.O. Box 1391, Jonesboro, Arkansas 72403 1391.
And hey, we really do love getting those postcards. We have folks send it in and give us tips, and we love your tips. Tell us what you think is working on the podcast and what is not. What do you think is working with QiQ and what is not? Go to our social media accounts. If there's some type of psychological education that you'd like to receive, tell us about that. If you have a question that we can put up on QiQ, we would so much love to hear from you. And we thank you for those folks who already contribute those. And I'm going to put up, I haven't been doing this. Maybe I'll start doing this. You guys tell me how it works. Some people just love seeing things up on the screen. Actually, I'm going to have to pull this one over. By the way, this is Murphy's Law. If anything can go wrong, it will. But what is that? What's the proper question? In psychological terms, what would we call that? And here it is. What is the cognitive distortion called catastrophizing, where people believe that the worst case scenario is the most likely thing to happen, and it's not. It's probably just one of 1,000 things that could happen. Also, you could call that fortune telling. And let's see, who is it? The Roller Storm Gaming got what is fortune telling. But the actual question is, what is catastrophizing? The hint is the worst possible thing. But that is such a great try. And we're going to go back to the board and pick our item here from Social Media Smackdown. And oh, I didn't say how many Psycoins that is. That is 800 Psycoins. I meant to have that up there in the chat so we can keep track of, gosh, who wins what. And we love having winners, don't we? I love having winners. Don't you guys love having winners? I bet you love being a winner more than you love having winners. And we'll go back to our timer, and I'll pull this right up here on the screen. This is a logical fallacy that occurs when, instead of focusing on the person's argument or the point of disagreement, you will attack them, you'll name call, you'll tell them that they don't have enough education, they don't have the proper certification. I was talking on social media the other day. I shared a metaphor that success in fasting is hunger, and success in life has to do with hunger also. And instead of understanding the metaphor, the trolls, the Twitter trolls on social media came after me and said, you don't know enough to be talking about fasting or dietary or nutrition stuff, which is absolutely mistaken, because what would you have to know that? Well, you would have to know all my credentials, and they don't. But the point is, instead of focusing on the argument and making the point, they're focusing on me. It would be about like saying, you don't know that 12 times 12 is 144 unless you're a mathematician. Now, how ridiculous is that? And we don't have anybody with a proper response just yet. So the question is, and this is Latin that stands for to the person or toward the person or at the person, but it's attacking the person instead of the argument. It really doesn't matter if you're a kindergartner. If you're arguing 2 plus 2 is 4, well, 2 plus 2 is 4. And you don't have to have a math degree for that to be correct. And just know when someone is making fun of you or trying to put you down, or they're in an argument with you, if it's a family member, unless it's for fun, just let it go. But in debates and on social media, people will often attack the person. And what does that prove? Well, it proves that they have no point. Let's go back to the board and pick our next item here. It's going to come from fresh from the therapy couch. Now, this one really should seem familiar because we have tackled it before, but here's the answer. It's in the chat, and we'll be right back after this.
If you plan on being in the local area of your podcast player app and would like complimentary tickets to the TherapyBites QiQ Art Lab studio audience, please search TherapyBites on your device and just smash that subscribe button. Your complimentary ticket grants you access to alerts so you'll never miss a show.
Yes, indeed. Just save it in your alerts. Follow the channel. Recommend friends and family follow the channel. We love having followers, subscribers to the YouTube channel. We hope this is being of service. And let's, since we don't have any proper, or we don't have any responses here for this particular one, let's copy and paste. And this is such an important thing for relationships. One of the main things that I see in relationship therapy are people falling prey to the 4 Ds. Oh, wow, look at this. Just as I put it up, congratulations. And that was for 600 PCs. Congratulations on getting that right, Rose Thorn Gaming. But yes, the 4 Ds of conflict. And it's things that you should, oh, and William got it. Well, I tell you what, let me put here William and Rose 400 PCs for that one. And if you guys are racking up these Psy coins, go ahead and redeem them whenever you want. And we will send you a gift card where you can get a shirt or a mug or a cap. Any cap wearers out there? I used to wear caps a lot when I played baseball, but I stopped wearing them since then. I was never good at baseball. Maybe that's the reason I went into academic stuff. Yes, the 4 Ds. Deny, when someone says something to you, oh, you just deny it, that just didn't happen. Dismiss, oh, that's just silly. That's just silly. Deflect, well, I'm not a butthead, you're a butthead. No, you're not a butthead. I'm not a butthead, you're a butthead. You make as many mistakes as I do. It's deflecting back to the person. And then defend as if you're in the middle of some court case. Those things really don't help unless you're in the middle of a big court case. Let the person make their point, hear them out. Sometimes winning an argument is losing the bigger goal. And the bigger goal should be 3 things: relationship, relationship, relationship. And we will be right back after this.
Premier accommodations for our T-Ball contributors provided electronically by the luxurious Art Lab Studio, overlooking the steaming cesspool of pseudo-psychological social media psychomalarkey and located in cyberspace on your favorite podcast hosting platform, where we invite you to the most psychomalogically thrilling podcast in town, while you feast on our award-winning Psychologically-Nutritious buffet of TherapyBites cuisine, conscientiously cooked up by your hard-working T-Ball team chefs.
And we're back at the board, and our final category is Neuro or Psych Secrets, and I've already put it in the chat there for you. I will now pull it up on the screen, and it's a toughie. It's a toughie, but it's a really cool thing. This is the inability to recall when and where and how you learned something. Here's an example for you fellow residents of Arkansas, not Arkansas, Arkansas. Or you could take Kansas. What's the capital of Arkansas? If you live in Missouri, what's the capital of Missouri? If you live in Tennessee, which is where I was born actually, country music capital of the world, everyone knows. What's the capital of Tennessee? Now you may know it, but here's what you don't know. Who told you that? can you pinpoint who educated you on that information? And that's the answer. The question in question is, well, what's the question? And since it's such a cool thing and we don't have an answer just yet, I'll pull it up here to wrap us up for the evening. And it is called source amnesia. Source amnesia. You may know a thing, but your brain disconnects things that you know and kind of pulls it apart like a jigsaw puzzle piece. And one of those jigsaw puzzle pieces that is often not maintained in memory is the source of the information. And people often mistake the source of the information. Just one more quick thing, taking a bite out of social media psychomalarkey is the brain is even stranger than that, because you can listen to somebody giving a speech and say, what I'm about to tell you is a lie, and then they tell you the lie. I was kidnapped by aliens last night or something. And then years down the road, you will have disconnected the statement they were kidnapped by aliens from them saying it was a lie, and you'll come to believe that they said it and they believed it. Or you'll come to just believe the statement itself because you've disconnected it. So you see, sometimes our brains just don't keep track of things the way that we think they do. That's a good guess, William. Shaping. Shaping's a fabulous thing. It is the rewarding of successive approximations to the desired goal. It's a great way to train children and husbands. Rosethorn Gaming said, what is pregnancy brain? Well, in that case, we all have it because we all experience source amnesia. Thank you guys for joining us. We are out of time. Look forward to joining us on the Executive Espresso, which will be Saturday, 9 a.m. Central. And we'll have a very special guest talking all about the psychology of success in business, life, and relationships.
Next time on Therapy Bites Art Lab QiQ, Doc Keith and T-Ball callers face off against steaming piles of pseudo-psychological psychomalarkey directly from your favorite social media platforms, or perhaps from the psychotherapy couch of a pill-pushing, emotion-demonizing, bobble-headed, woo-woo clinician who fed their kooky Kool-Aid to you. This is Art Potto speaking. Therapy Bites QiQ is a Dr. I'm a Floyd Knot production. Distributed by the Therapy Bites Art Lab Podcast.